guys just announced that you've hit 2 million homes now. That are using Home Assistant.
That's wild, right?
Yeah.
That's huge. That's massive.
That is massive. Yeah, we've been, the growth has been immense. And we just see, I think it's kind of interesting because we never pay for any marketing. Except for this podcast, by the way. This is the only payment that is being made to promote a feature around Home Assistant. But we don't generally do marketing. But we just see that every person that is interested in smart home talks about Home Assistant. And we start to also see that other adjacent hobby fields like 3D printing, they're like, well, how do I manage my 3D printer? Well, of course, that's Home Assistant because it can pulls all that data in, and now you can, gather more stats, right? The 3D printer only gathers things about itself, not about its environment. And so I was watching a video the other day of a YouTuber, and he was promoting Home Assistant for 3D printers. So we see our growth not just within the smart home, but in all these adjacent fields. And I think people just love what we're doing, right? I think there are not many products out there that I would trust to not fuck it up. And we have structured it in a way that we cannot do that. We're not allowed to ruin it, right? And so being able to say, okay, I'm going to work with Home Assistant, and I know that in 10 years, whatever I put time into setting up Home Assistant, that still works, right? Like that's amazing.
Well, what's cool too is and kind of going back to the previous two conversations of what you just mentioned is obviously you founded Home Assistant. It's something you thought of as an idea, and you're like, hey, this would be kind of cool, whatever. But it's to the point where it's big enough that you also can't be like, you know what, I want to take this whole other direction, and we want to do whatever, right? And like you said, now there's like that leadership committee and so on, where they can just be like, Paulus, we're not doing that. That's stupid. Right. And it's not Paulus's product anymore. Right. It is truly a thought out process to get features in and do whatever.
Yeah. No, well, that's the foundation is bound to its mission, right? So the mission of the foundation is to fight for the fundamental principles of privacy, choice, and sustainability in the smart home, and then for everyone that lives in one. And that's it, right? Like we're building this open source technology, and that's the direction, and nothing can diverge it. Even if the leadership committee wanted to do like something crazy, like, we're just going to do cloud hosted Home Assistant instances or something, it wouldn't be allowed. Like it just would not straight up be allowed. Like the way foundations work is that if a foundation is not following its directions, the board can be either expanded to add people to correct it, or you can fire the board and like the Swiss government is going to install other people to run it.
Wow. Hey, that's crazy.
Like that's the absolute worst case. Like it's legally possible. I don't think they have ever done it, but like, yeah, we have to follow the course. Like that's it.
Wow. That's cool. Yeah. I didn't realize it was like they can just out you guys.
Yeah, because the way foundations work, at least in Switzerland, is that the foundation is like a company that's owned by the government, right? So the government there's no shareholders inside the foundation, right? There is that doesn't exist. It is a foundation. And that's why who's the boss, the ultimate boss of the foundation? Well, that's the charter or the goal, that you set for the foundation.